whole you that don't have money, a whole you that is broke, a whole you that wants your clients and you're being shy. Hello, and happy new year. This is about the very first time a lot of you will be seeing my face on this channel since 2025. I mean, we're barely 1 month in, but this is the first time and we are super excited to be back on our YouTube channel. If you're new here, please do us a very good favor and subscribe. And if you're what, a returning subscriber, help us and click the notification bell so that you can get notified whenever we post a new video. How was your Christmas and how has the new year been so far? For me, last year was amazing and this year we hope to do better. So for those of you that are just coming to our channel for the very first time, I'd like to introduce myself and let you know what this channel is all about. My name is Esthetician. You know, that esthetician is very, very important to me right now because having gone through all the rigorous training, taking all the exams, and finally I get to answer that name, it means so much to me. So I don't even joke with it. Esthetician Feli, iTech certified esthetician Feli. I'm super excited to be back on your screen, guys, and this year we promise you that there is never going to be a week that will go by without you seeing 1 or 2 videos from us. We are going to be as consistent as ever, bringing you the best tutorial videos on skincare production, hair care production, and so much more. So stay tuned. It's going to be to your detriment if you're interested in the beauty industry or you're a business person generally and you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel. It's never a miss. So we are going to be starting off the New Year series with the things that I did or the worst mistake I made in my business so far. Now, for a lot of you that have followed me over time, you will know that 2025 is officially the year where I celebrate 1 decade in business. I've been in business since 2015, since I turned 15, and a lot of you have followed me through my journey from when I started off selling drinks, selling snacks, selling a whole lot of things since 2015 till date. So it's officially 10 years since I consciously got into the business world. And these tips, not tips really, I want to come out plain. These mistakes are not some things that a lot of business persons want to talk about. So on today's edition, or on our opening edition of our YouTube series for the year, I would like to come plain and vulnerable to you all on the mistakes I made as a business person from 2015 up until date. Now, let me say this real quick. I started business at 2015 to be precise. I'm not going to categorically encourage anyone to go into business that early. I will always advise younger people, because I'm still a young person. I just turned 25. Hey! I'm still a young person, right? But I'm going to advise younger persons to take their time. Don't be in a hurry. Don't play away your childhood, because literally, I will not be mistaken if I said I did not have a childhood. But do not play away your childhood because, oh, you want to be ambitious, you want to be this, you want to be that. If it comes, it comes. My grace and your grace are not the same. It worked for me and I did not die early because of the pressure. Does not mean that you will be able to survive it. So that being said, let us jump into the video. So in today's video, or in this series that I'm about to start, I want to start this series that I love to call the Business Girl or the Smart Business Person series. Let me not limit it to girls alone, but I just love the whole thing of talking about girls in business and girls that are ambitious and girls that are just simply courageous. So in this series, I'm going to term it, where's my pen? Let me write it down so I don't forget what I call it. I'm going to term it the Business Person series. I feel like we should live in truth. You know, social media has made quite a number of us believe that business is just like this, that as soon as you enter, you just start making sales, you're going to make millions and billions of naira, you're going to be cashing out, you're going to be the next big Instagram baddie once you get into business. But the truth is, it is not the way it looks. A lot of business persons are suffering on the inside and smiling boldly on the outside. And because I'm a very good person, because I am, I'm a good person, and I don't want you to make the same mistake that I have made. I'm going to come very plain. I'm going to be as vulnerable as possible in this video because I want you to get nothing but the best out of it. According to Karim Bao, she said men will take you what? To the desert and leave you without water. Now, business will take you to the driest part of the desert and leave you without water. There are days that business will feel so lonely. Trust me, there are days I lie down on my bed, my siblings are there, my family members are there, my friends are there, but I feel so lonely because I feel like I'm drowning inside of me. I'm constantly calculating, I'm constantly thinking. So business is a very personal race. That is the very first thing that I want you to know. Business is personal. My experience and your experience might not be the same thing, but it does not mean I cannot guide you or somebody else who have been there cannot guide you. In fact, I feel like my experiences should be able to guide you so that you do not make the same mistakes. Now, the very first mistake that I consider top, I'm not telling you all my business mistakes. I'm telling you the ones that I regret the most, the ones that got to me the most, the ones that nearly cost me my sanity and my life, so that you can know how to avoid it and maintain your sanity. I'm reading from a book because I already had got in my bad handwriting because I already had everything jotted down somewhere. So if you see me putting my head down and looking up, it's because I'm just trying to pick up my pointers. Now, the very first mistake I made was rushing into business I had little or no idea of. See, as entertaining and as inspiring a lot of the business motivational speakers seem to be, the speakers that'll tell you aspire to, require to, desire to. Never you go into a business with little knowledge. Ensure that you are well schooled in that business. Ensure that you have gone through the rigorous training that are needed for you to understand that business. My people will say into two. That will need, see, when they say you need to understand a business into two, it means you need to understand the depth, the length, the breadth, every single thing that are involved in making that particular business successful, and the potential risk and the things that will also make it fail. You have to understand those things in depth. I had jumped from one business to another. There were times that I looked at myself and I'm like, is it that I'm a failure or I'm not just meant for business, for the business world? I started off as a blogger. It didn't work. Now, at 25, and I'm looking at 15 years old me trying to build a blog that was like, Linda Ikeji. At 2015, Linda Ikeji was the boss. Everybody wanted to be like Linda Ikeji. Okay, let me not say everybody, particularly me. I craved, I aspired. Linda Ikeji was like my idol. Now, if I know what I know now, as at then, I would have gotten proper trainings from experts that were already in the industry. If I had the way to convince my parents to send me to a blogging school or a place or a center where I could be trained on how to blog and the nitty-gritties of blogging, I would have gone there. When blogging did not work for me, I switched. I did a couple of things with very fair knowledge. Majority of the knowledge that I had for these businesses were knowledge that I gained off YouTube. Majority of the knowledge that I had on the different businesses that I did were basically things that I just picked out from one or two blogs online. When I just Google how to do this, and before you know it, Felicia McAnthony is already doing that business. I literally had no time to plan, no time to train. I was just very excited about the whole thing of making money, that I failed to understand what making money actually involves. So this is me telling you and advising you, see, draw your 2 ears. If you're listening to this vlog and you're aspiring to go into any business of any sort, don't shoot yourself on the foot by going into a business without proper knowledge. Get the required trainings that are needed. I made that mistake and it cost me so much. I wasted so many years trying to build things that are not there based off of excitement. Don't be too excited. Get your emotions together. Don't be too excited. Calm down. calm down, get your emotions together, fix yourself up, go for the necessary trainings, go to people that have done these things before you, go to them, ask questions. Don't think you can do it on your own, because you're going to pay, and you pay dearly for it. Another mistake that I made when I started off my business, and even I feel like this particular one is a mistake that I've made over and over and over and over again. It's the mistake of poor planning. See, I am somebody that acts on impulse. You see, when you say people have impulse buyers, people are impulse buyers. Felicia McAnthony is not an impulse buyer. Felicia McAnthony is an impulse business person. Impulse in the sense that I wake up in the morning, I see myself in the dream selling a particular thing. As soon as I'm waking up that morning, I'm going straight into that business without thinking twice. I don't think about the risk. I don't think about how this business will hurt me. I don't think about the advantages and disadvantages of this business. I don't think about the downtime. All I know is this is the vision I have, and this is what I'm going to do. Now, because of the poor planning, I literally had no time to sit down and think about this business I want to do and plan towards achieving the goal. I just wake up in the morning and get into something, and before even that thing comes crashing, and I go about crying. But one thing that I really do applaud myself for is the fact that, you see this girl here, she did not give up. For as many businesses of mine that came crashing down, I stood up again and kept going back. So plan. If you want to launch a business in May, you should have started now to plan. Plan on getting trainings regarding to that business. Plan on getting the things that you need to put that business in order. I'm talking about equipment, I'm talking about raw materials, I'm talking about the books, the software, every single thing that you need to get that business in order should have been pre-planned. And then you have to map out a strategy. Where do you start from? What comes after what? Where are you going to get such things from? Where do you get it cheaper? Where do you get the quality things? Plan. And of course, we know the saying that any plan without you writing those plans down is nothing but a wish. So don't do wishful thinking. Plan and write things down, and if possible, attach a date to those things that you've written down. I personally hate the idea of attaching dates because I feel like it puts you under a lot of pressure. But attaching dates to your plans will also help you to be on your foot and on your toes, and ensuring that you're working very well and absolutely towards whatever it is that you're planning to do. Another place that I know that I made a very vigorous mistake in was in the place of structure. Now, I know that you're trying to save money. I know you're a new business and you're trying to, do everything by yourself. Only you is CEO. Only you is the admin. You alone are the marketer. You are the this, you are the that. See, you're going to burn out, and you're going to burn out really fast. I'm talking out of a place of experience. You're going to burn out, and you're going to burn out really, really very fast. Faster than you can imagine. Get your structure in place. Get one or two hands, no matter how small your business is. See, let me just tell you the truth. Your business is going to be limited to a certain level of growth if you're the one doing everything. But once you get hands in place, I assure you that you're going to go fast. The pace at which you're going to go will shock even you. So stop trying to be conservative, too conservative, because yes, you need some level of conservation, but do not be too conservative in running your business. I need you to open your heart and mind to employing people, and not just employing people. Have a structure in place for your business. Know who does what, know how what is done, know when to do what, where to do what, how to get what, where to outsource what from. Do not be a one-man player. If you want to go far, or how did they say this thing again? You see, even if I've forgotten the quote, but you get my point. If you're trying to do everything on your own, if your business have no structure, trust me, you're going to have burnout, and you're going to come crashing very fast. Or if you don't crash and you don't burn out, you're going to be so limited to a certain level of growth that you're going to be shocked at the people that started with you, how fast they are going and your own pace. So get hands, learn to outsource jobs, be opening to outsourcing jobs. Don't kill yourself, business owner. See, when I started business, only me was the head, only me was the tail, only me was the neck, and I was so young. I was really, really young. So imagine the level of burnout. There are some times that I send out people's goods and they get missing, and I don't even know where to turn to because it's just me. So at the end of the day, you're doing everything on your own. You're carrying the burden on your own. You're carrying the risk on your own, and you're just burning yourself out. It's either that business come crashing down, or at the end of the day, you're going to be just limited to a particular level of growth. And I'm very sure that as a business person, that is not your idea of business. Another big mistake that I really did make in business was the absence of policies in my business. See, as a business owner, make it a point of duty to have your refund policies. Make it a point of duty to have your workers' policies. Make it a point of duty to have even your own policies. Policies for how you produce your goods, policies for how you sell your goods, policies for how you purchase your goods, policies for your suppliers. Have policies for everything. See, at a later point of this video, I'm going to talk about what not having policies in place cost me, because it did cost me so much. I'm going to break down the pain I had to go through, knowing fully whether I did not categorically have or specifically have policies in place to guide me in my business. Have a refund policy. You see, it was as I got to a certain level in business that I understood why a lot of business owners scam the no refund policy on their bio on Instagram and on their different social media and platforms. I never understood it. I was one of the people that heavily criticized it. I'm like, see, why will you say no refund? But when hand touch you, trust me, you're going to be one of the person thinking that no refund, no refund, no refund. And I'll tell you why. I'm going to give you a backstory and the pain I had to go through, the lesson I got from that particular experience, and why right now I don't joke with policies in my business. And I make sure to pre-inform my clients, to pre-inform my students, to pre-inform everybody that comes in contact with my business ahead of time before any services is rendered. Especially this year, I'm not joking with my policies. One of the things that I'm going to do is properly educate my staff members on these policies and make sure that we have lots and lots of copies of these policies at the offices, so that when clients come in or when customers work in, they can get a copy for themselves and be sure if they want to proceed or not. See, save your head. I always say this: your customers are not your friends. Your customers, you're like a servant to your customer, quote unquote. You're like a servant to your customers. These people are not your friends. They've paid you for a particular service and they expect you to deliver. So you have to have something in place that protects you. They are not out to be friends or to be cool with you. They are out to ensure it is your duty as a vendor. See, I'm not in any way supporting mediocrity, but it is your duty as a vendor to ensure that your client's goods are properly delivered, right? But also, you should know that the entire process and the delivery chain is not 100% in your control. You should know that a lot of things can happen along the line and things may just go south. You should know that you're a human being also, and you should not be left to bear the burden should things go south. So put policies in place to protect yourself. As a business owner, another issue or mistake that I regret so much is the issue of refund. See, refund is a very sensitive topic in business because it goes two ways. There are some things that will happen in your business and you just know that, look, it is not your fault. It is not your fault. It is not the customer's fault. And there are certain kind of errors that will go wrong in businesses that you should note that you're not supposed to bear all on your own. Now, let me give you a backstory. Last year, please, this is not to spite anybody or to make anybody look bad. because I personally I have moved past the event, and I hope every other party involved has also moved past the event. It is just a way for me to teach and enlighten other business people on what they should expect as business persons doing business in Africa or the world, the general world saying at large. Now, last year, I had just come back, gotten back from Zimbabwe, and I had a lot of students ask me, "Oh, help me buy this, help me buy that, help me buy this, help me buy that." Now, personally, I do a lot of international deliveries, yeah, and I had spoken to one of the persons that helped me with all my international deliveries, and he assured me 100% that I have nothing to worry about and my goods will get to Zimbabwe. Even gave me a time frame. Now, this was me carrying out the same information that I was giving to my client. And I told them, look, within so and so number of weeks, you're going to get your goods delivered to your doorstep. And because of that info that I related to them, they had this 100% trust in me to give me their money to help them make some things in Nigeria and then forward it to Zim. My dear ladies and gentlemen, to cut the long story short, I did the whole production and I had sent it to Lagos because I'm in Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt is like a different city, and most international deliveries that happen, from Nigeria have to some way or the other pass through Lagos. So I finished the production and I sent these goods to Lagos. And we had a lot of logistic issues. I'm talking issues that even the agents that helped me in forwarding these goods could not help me resolve. My goods was just moving from one hand to another. Now, mind you, Lagos is about a 12 to 14 hours journey from my city in Nigeria. I mean, not another country. To move from Port Harcourt to Lagos is almost 14 to 16 hours by road and about an hour journey by air. And for some reason, local flight fee became so outrageous. And to me, I sent out the goods to Lagos. I did not expect or plan that anything would go wrong. There's no business person that sends out good and hope that, oh, something has to go wrong. Do you understand? Now, for some reasons, these goods were delayed 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. And I was panicking. The people who sent me to purchase these goods, they were panicking, which is very expected. And in the midst of my panicking, I started even offering. I said, you know what, let me just do refund. Now, the moment I said that, let me just do refund, I tied myself down. Mind you, they paid for these goods. I bought raw materials. I did the production. I sent these goods to Lagos. I paid the way bill from the money that was paid to me. I did not call anybody and ask, please, can you help me with your way bill fees? I catered for all of those things. These goods have left me. When he was going, I did a video, I did a picture, and I, made it known that these goods have left my care. But when this issue started coming, here I was stranded. And I went about promising refunds, forgetting that these people traded in dollars. And if you must know something, when you trade in dollars, it's somewhat easier. But when it's time for me to refund that dollars in naira, I get to pay more. In fact, I suffered last year just because of that word refund. I had promised, I said, don't worry, I'll just do a refund because me, I hate stress. In this life, I hate stress. Now, what would I have done differently in that case? To be very honest, with what I know now, and knowing fully well that I sent out those goods and I did not frame or scam anybody, I would have stood my ground no matter how long it took to deliver. I would have remained in constant communication with my customers, assuring them, ensuring that I always pick their calls, I reply their messages no matter how bad it is. I would have bridged the gap between myself and the agent that did the shipping. In fact, right now, I have policies for shipping. If you're not going to use DHL for international deliveries, I have two trusted shippers. DHL is one of the most trusted global shippers worldwide. If you're not going to use them for your shipping, you cannot afford them. then you have to send your own shipper to me. Then I'll send your goods to your shipper and totally eliminate myself from that gap. Or if I must ship for you using my own local agent, I send you a contract with our shipping policies. You read the contract. If it aligns with you, you sign. Now that contract protects me from any sort of delays, because eventually that goods got to Zimbabwe. It was long, I will not even lie to you. But by the time it had gotten to Zimbabwe, I had done a lot of refunds. I had lost money. I went into depression. I was crying every day. I lost my mind. I developed serious migraine headache. It was just a whole lot. These were things that a simple contract would have solved. Because in my contract, you're going to see there, and the policies of my shipping policies, you're going to see there, delays for logistics are inevitable and we are not to be blamed. Just like when you go to a POS to withdraw money using the POS, this is a mobile ATM. In case you're not in Nigeria, POS systems are like mobile ATMs that retail outlets use to dish out money to customers. Now, when you go to a POS and you transfer to them, but they don't get the money, they tell you go back to your bank. That way, you're shielding that POS agent from insult and assault. So if I knew what I know now, policies would have been a very strong part of my brand. Contract would have been a very strong part of my brand. I will not send out any single goods to any single person without sharing my shipping policies, without sharing my shipping contract. See, the last set of people that I made that mistake with was Kenyans. I have an order that left Nigeria for Kenya in December, right? And because of the Christmas break, I had just gotten it from Kenya. I went straight to Lagos. I bought the things in Lagos and I had sent them to my shipper. So because of Christmas break, I'm like, you know what? Let it just go. But don't make that mistake. Don't assume because clients are not your friends, customers are not your friends. When these delays happen, they'll come for you and they'll come for you without remorse. And you can't blame them because even if you were in their shoes, you will also go for them. So draft contracts and draft policies that secures you as a business person. Otherwise, you're going to run mad. You will lose your mind. Oh, especially when it comes to logistics. Logistics people will see there are two things that shatters businesses. You see, logistics. It happened to me with Zim, it happened to me with Ghana. So now I've developed a tough skin. See, as a business person, you have to be strong. You have to be tough. There's no room for smeh. There's no room for ajebo. There's no room for babying, because you're going to lose yourself and you're going to lose your mind if you don't get your emotions together as a business person. You should be able to separate yourself from your business. And that is one thing that as I turn 25, as I enter into a new phase of my business journey, I'm not even joking with. I am separating Felicia Mark Anthony from Feli Mark Beauty. So if you have a problem with Feli Mark Beauty, you're going to face Feli Mark Beauty, the brand, not my person. I was so emotionally tied to my business that at every slightest inconvenience, I'm offering you a refund. I don't like wahala. As a business person, you have to like problem. Sorry, but that's facts. As a business person, to a certain level, you have to like problem. Unless else, people will trample on you, people will use you, you will lose your mind, and a lot of persons end up falling away from that business because of small mishaps, because of things that would have been handled if you had the right structures, the right contract, and the right policies in place. Another mistake that I made in business, you see this thing of I was trying to be classy, I was being shy, I was being ashamed of certain things. It cost me where. I have worn my coat of shamelessness. You cannot be a business person and you and shame is in the same statement. Oh, wrong now. It is very wrong. Shamelessness and business cannot be in the same statement. You have to be shameless. Now, I'm not talking about the kind of shamelessness where you guys go and start eating bread and shouting on top trailer in the name of marketing. I'm talking about shamelessness in the ideal sense where you're able to talk to people about your businesses without flinching. Shamelessness in the sense that you can walk up to anybody that suits your target audience and tell them, look, this is what I do. At the early part of my business, I thought it was more about praying. I I used to pray for my business, but I was not putting in the work. I wasn't putting, in terms of marketing and advertising, I was not putting in the work. I was too ashamed. I was too shy. You cannot be shy as a business person. If you're a shy person as a business person, get somebody that is not shy to do the work of marketing for you. You know, when I was in school, I had every opportunity to build my clientele. I could have been going hostel to hostel, talking to people about my business, lodge to lodge, talking to people about my business, but I was shy. I was like, a whole me, a whole you that don't have money, a whole you that is broke, a whole you that wants your client, and you're being shy. You have to remove your coat of shame and wear in your coat of honor and boldness and talk to that person. The highest they're going to tell you is no. And I've never seen a person that no kills. No will make you feel sad. No will make you feel bad. And in most cases, no should inspire you to keep going until you get a yes. But I have never seen a person that no killed. So get up, stand up, go for that business, be courageous, be bold, speak to that person. Even if it's the president, excuse me, sir, I do this, I do that. Are you interested in buying? We could offer this, we could offer that. Are you interested in buying? And trust me, your business will climb the roof. There are a lot of persons I could have been selling to, but I shied away from selling to them because I was like, what would this person say? Let them say, my guy, let them say. What would this person say? What would that person say? Let them say. They are not feeding you. They are not clothing you. They are not housing you. So why should you be ashamed of what you do? See, I have this saying, right? I'm not a supporter of prostitution. But you see the way prostitutes carry their business on their head. They don't give to, let me not use that word shit. Oh, I've already used it. They don't give anything. When it comes to their business, they wake up during the day, go about their normal activities, and then they come out at night, and then they stand there, they drag for the business, they hustle. So you have to get out of your shell and get ready to hustle, get ready to put in the work if you must see results. Take away that cloak of shame and wear the 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 coat of boldness and the armor of courage. Now, the final error I want to talk about is the error of carrying too many burdens on your head. See, especially as a young business person, you're going to age fast. At a point, see, I keep emphasizing on the madness that came with the pressure. You don't have to, some things don't let it get to you, my dear. Develop thick skin to certain things. You see that thing, customers are always right. It has sent a lot of business persons to their early grave, and it has landed a lot of business persons in untimely high blood pressure and hypertension. Customers are not always right. Customers are emotional in nature. So you have to know how to show empathy and at the same time protecting yourself, protecting your mental health, and not losing your mind in the process of trying to gain a customer's trust. Not every customer is worth the stress. So not every customer is worth the stress. Don't carry too many burdens. Stop trying to do this. Because your friend opened a shop does not mean you should open a shop. Because your friend rented an apartment does not mean you should rent an apartment. When you're competing, see, competition is a thief of joy. Comparison is a thief of joy. Celebrate that little that you have. Start small. Step by step, you're going to get to that point that you want to be. But if you think you want to build Rome in a day, you're going to come crashing down. And the same persons that you think you're trying to impress, they're going to end up laughing you to scorn. So this is me telling you, all my darlings, that you should take your time, embrace your journey, enjoy your process, cry if you must, scream if you must, talk to somebody if you must. But in all of the hustle and the bustle that business brings to our table, do not lose yourself. Thank you guys so much for coming to our YouTube channel. I sincerely appreciate all of your audience, especially those that have listened from the beginning to the end. I still remain Esthetician Felly Mark. And for those of you in Port Harcourt, we are now open in the city of Port Harcourt. Yay! We're finally open in the city of Port Harcourt. Felimac Beauty School and Felimac Beauty Med Spa, and also our online trainings are still very on. And if you know me, you know our online classes are as effective as our physical classes. And for those of you in Zambia, February 17th to 21st is for you and I. I'm going to be in the city of Lusaka, Zambia, from 17th January to 21st, no, from 17th February to 21st February. And if I were you, if you're a beauty enthusiast, if you're someone that loves the skincare industry and you want to upgrade and stop being need, then you will rush now, send us a message to get registered. Until next time, it's bye bye from here.